Hey guys, it's your girl Sydd Nicole, and welcome to Sydd in the City. So I have relocated to New York City. I recently lived in Washington, D.C., born and raised, lived there my whole life, and I got a job in New York, and I decided to move. I've been here for about a week and a couple of days, and so far so good. There are a lot of things about New York that's different from Washington, D.C., and it doesn't take me much to adjust to different atmospheres, especially because this one, it's a little extreme, but it's really not, because I come from city life too. This is just a bigger city, but so far I really like it. But there's just a few things that I just kind of noticed throughout my first week and a half being here that I wanted to talk to you guys about and just share my opinions on. So please excuse me, I have my points written down. First, I want to go over, of course, everybody's biggest fear when they come to New York is the transportation. Yeah. Back in DC, we have the metro system. So, underground trains, we have buses. That's how people get around. In New York, it's about the same. They have a larger, very much larger transit system than we have. And it goes from one end of New York to the other, vice versa. Like, it's huge. So, I live in Brooklyn. And I, started my job this past Monday, and I was like, okay, I have to take the train to get into the city because I work in the city, which in the city is Manhattan. So for those who don't know the lingo of New York, when people say they're going in the city, that means they're coming from another borough outside of Manhattan into Manhattan. So I live in Brooklyn, I work in the city. And I Google Maps the best route for me to get to work. And Google Maps told me to take the C train to the E train, and I would get off at a certain stop, and then I would only have like a 4-minute walk to my building. It was completely wrong. First day of work, I'm late because the way Google Maps told me to go was the completely wrong way to go. So I had to Uber from where I was to work, and I was about 10-15 minutes late. They were very understanding. They know I'm new to the city. It's easy for people to get lost. I was just trying to take the easiest way for me, which was to just take one transfer to get into the city. But after that day, I was like, I just gonna have to go with the confusion of the other route that I looked up, and that was the C to the 4 to the 6. Yes, your girl has to take 3 trains, 2 transfers to get to work. Luckily, it's not that bad. It's about 35-minute train ride completely. All those transfers, it's not that bad. It's just like, it's quick, it's moving fast. So I take my train I go to Fulton, and then I transfer at Fulton to the 4. Then I get off at 14th Street, Union Square, and I go and get across to the 6, and then I get off at 28th Street Station, and my job's right on the corner. So I figured that out. Glad I did, because day one was crazy. Like, I could not believe I was so far away from my job, y'all. It was ridiculous. Like, I could not believe how far Google Maps had me. And I'm like, why? I put the right address in. Like, what the hell? Like, so it's cool, I got through that. So now I'm comfortable with leaving my house, going to work, leaving work, coming home. I know that route perfectly. So that's a checklist off my to-dos of learning how to get around New York, especially because I got to go make this money, okay? But what I will say about riding the train here, like, you really, people get overwhelmed because a lot of people all over pushing, shoving, trying to get on the train, because New Yorkers are just they just zoned into where they're going, But if you read the signs that they have up there, and you read like the directions you might pull up on Google Maps or whatever app you're using to get around the city, you will figure it out. Like, I literally just read, y'all. I read the signs and I follow, and I find where I need to go. So read the signs, understand that what going uptown means, going downtown means, because it'll tell that uptown is like going into this up into Manhattan, up into Harlem, up into the Bronx. Downtown is Brooklyn, Queens, whatever. And don't quote me on that, but I think I kind of got it. So up and downtown, that's like the best way to go, to figure out which direction you're going in. And then just figuring out what train takes you into the neighborhood of that area you're going into. So read. Just read the signs. It's not that hard. Like, just read the signs from the direction that you have, and you'll be fine. Trust me. But yeah, so like, that was day one of work. I got lost, figured it out, so I'm good now. But however, my new route to get to work is, it's not bad transferring to two times to get to work. However, one of the trains that I take, it gets jam-packed, y'all. Like, one day I had to like literally push somebody just to get on the train so I can get to work on time. And like, you're just up on people. Like, what I noticed about New Yorkers is they've gotten used to not having a lot of personal space when it comes to that transit system. Like, being on that train and being up on somebody does not bother them. So I have to get used to that, because with me, like, I'm big on personal space, my personal bubble, like 3 feet, you know. And back home, you know, we don't really be up on each other that much. I mean, we kind of do on the bus sometimes, but like with New Yorkers, like I've seen it where like I'm sitting down and they'll get on the train and they'll stand like right in front of you, when it's like other space for them to go. But it's like once we get to the next station, it's like more people coming on. So it's like New Yorkers just know how to commute around and just be around each other, and it doesn't bother them. So that's just something I have to get used to, because I'm really big on personal space. However, I live in New York City now, and it's not that much space. People living on top of people everywhere you go. People walking on top of people everywhere you go. So it is what it is. But yeah, transportation is crazy. But what I will say is, just, you know, like, just be confident. Like, don't overwhelm yourself. If you come to New York and you're traveling, like, don't panic, don't get paranoid or anything. Like, you'll be fine. One funny thing I did notice about the train, they make this announcement about how your backpacks and large packages are subject to be searched by the police. And I thought that was like, so if I wear a backpack, the police just gonna stop me? Like, I'm not here for that. But I understand, you know, New York's a little different. You know, they had to stop and frisk. I don't know if they still do stop and frisk, but I just found that funny that they announced that over the intercom on the train. And, you know, back in DC, they announced, like, you know, if you see something, say something. So if you see something that's suspicious, you tell the Metro Transit officers. Here, they're like, no, if the police see it, they gonna search you. Basically, like, they see something that looks suspicious to them, like a backpack or a large package or something, they just gonna stop and search you. So that was kind of, to me, I kind of chuckled when I heard that on the train. I was like, excuse me? You gonna search my backpack? Yeah, right. Okay. So that is something that I learned about riding the train. So the other day, like, snowed. But it wasn't like heavy snow. It was like light flurry mixed with rain. So it was real slushy snow. But what I noticed was a lot of people in New York, like, are weather prepared. Like, they were all rain booted down. They had their weather boots on. Like, they were ready for the weather. Like, nothing. Like, I had my rain boots on too, because I looked up the weather and I was like, let me just be careful, because it was supposed to start in the middle of the day. And yeah, I was ready too. So I felt comfortable when I got on the train, and when everybody else had their rain boots on, I was like, bet, we ready for this, whatever's coming. And when I left work that day, it was like slushy all over the ground. So thank God I had on my rain boots, because if I had on my Uggs, I would have been slipping and sliding and about to bust my behind somewhere, okay? But yes, people in New York are weather prepared. So I think I need to invest in some other rain boots, because I have like tall ones. I think I should get some like little cute short ones, you know, just so I can switch it up once the weather breaks and it's not as cold. But yeah, like, weather preparedness, something you gotta be when you live in New York, because they get all types of weather, especially the wintry weather, okay? I want to say, what was it? A week? When did I go to the grocery store? I went to the grocery store, you know, the weekend before my first day. So last Saturday, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. Y'all know what I mean. Whatever. It wasn't this Saturday. It was last Saturday. And I, you know, for those who don't know, in DC, in some parts of Maryland, they charge you 5 cents per bag to you know, when you buy groceries. So every plastic bag you get, they charge you 5 cents. So I came up here, you know, knowing no, New York doesn't do that. However, I still had my reusable bags to go to the grocery store. So I had one big one, like it's huge, like really big, reusable bag. And I was like, yeah, I don't have that much I'm gonna get. This one bag should hold me. I have my tote. I need to put other groceries in here. I will. The grocery store is right around the corner from where I live, y'all. Like I literally go out my house, go up the street, make a right, make a left. The grocery store is like right there across from the train entrance. So it's very conveniently located. So I just knew like I'm gonna go get these groceries. The bag's gonna be heavy, but I can make it back around to my house. So I'm going around the grocery store with my cart, dropping things in, grocery shopping. Yes, I need this, I need that. Like, it was a nice grocery store. I found a good one. I have a good one in my neighborhood. By the time I got to the front, me and the cashier was looking like, this is not going to work. I'm not going to be able to carry all this stuff on my shoulder back home. I tried my best, y'all. I stuffed it all in the bag. I had a couple in my hand. I put some in my tote. And I tried to carry it out the store. Before I could even walk down the block, that bag was about to rip. So when I was in the grocery store, I did notice that a lot of people had those, like, those carts the old ladies and the homeless people be using to, like, push their stuff around. Those, like, I don't know what they're called, but like those little personal carts, right? A lot of people in the store had them. So I was like, okay, maybe that's just like, the thing in New York to have them. But I live around the corner. I'm going to get home with my bag. Like, I'll be fine. Guess what your girl did? That bag said, rip. I went to that dollar store next door and bought me a cart. I put all them groceries in that cart, and I wheeled my cart back to my house. I should have realized, let me go get a cart, because clearly this is what you have to do when you live in New York and you go to the store or the local corner store, grocery store, whatever. So now I have a cart. I'm a cart owner, y'all. So that is a little bit of advice for those that live somewhere where they can easily walk to their grocery store, but you might buy more than what you think you can carry. Get a cart, like, unless you have a car. But why would you have a drive around the corner to go to the store? Just get a cart. Like $18-$20. You can fold it up, put it in the corner when you go to the store. It's easy. So that was one lesson I learned with the grocery shopping thing. That was kind of funny. But yeah, like that was my grocery store experience. Yeah, but a couple positive things about New York. Like I'm used to being around like diverse people, but there's so much more diversity here than I've seen in DC. And granted, DC is diverse, don't get me wrong, but New York is like 3 times more diverse. Like on the train, I hear people speaking all types of languages. I heard some people speaking French. I heard some people speaking, Spanish. I've heard people speaking German or Russian. And so it's like, wow, like you're surrounded by culture. And so while I'm here, I'm definitely going to take the time to embrace new cultures and go to places in New York that is just one nationality and see what their restaurants are like, or go to different fairs where they sell artwork and incense and spices and stuff. I want to embrace the culture that are in this city and just see what is around for me to learn. I love learning about other people. I've always been surrounded by different kinds of people, so new environments of people or new kinds of people or cultures do not bother me. I'm more intrigued by it than scared of it, and I feel like more people need to be like that. Like, don't be scared of new culture, embrace it. You might find something that they do that you like, or something that they cook that is your favorite. That's how people get exposed to foods and dances and music. Like, I never thought I was gonna like Caribbean music or Afro beats, and now I love it because I've hung around other people that embrace that's their culture. That is like I'm like, okay, this is cool, I like this, so now I like Afro beats. Never thought I would, but hey, you live and you learn, and you embrace what is what you're surrounded by. So that's one thing I do love so far, is like the diversity that I do see when I'm around the city. So far, I have not dived too deep into the social life here in New York just yet, because I was training a lot this week, and so I would just go to work and come home and relax, because training at my job has been really, really heavy, but it's cool, you know. Um, this is my last week of training. It's not gonna be as heavy as it was with everything I learned last week, but so I think, you know, this week I'll be a little bit more, you know, into the social life. Like I have a couple things I'm going to this weekend, starting on Thursday. I have an event to attend, and I have a brunch I'm going to. So I will record my experiences when I'm out, because I want to show my new Sydd in the City followers life in New York, and me, you know, learning about life in New York and embracing the life that I'm going to be having here in New York, and just showing you, you know, what it's about. You know, you might, if you've never been here before, you might want to visit. If you have been here before, you might want to try something that I have done. So I'm going to create a list of things that I want to do and see in New York. I've been here plenty of times, but there are a lot of things in New York that I've always wanted to do that I have not been able to do, like visit the Statue of Liberty. Like I really want to take the ferry and go see the Statue of Liberty and just like have a day just, you know, exploring, being a tourist, basically. Be a tourist and go explore New York and Manhattan and whatnot, and see all the beautiful buildings. Like people are like, oh, Manhattan is like the concrete jungle. It really is, because when you're walking around Manhattan, it's just buildings and buildings and buildings and buildings. But I love it. Like I think it's, for something what I will say about about New York, excuse me, is it's like the poorest, richest city ever. Because at one end you'll see like some very, very like impoverished, you know, people or neighborhood, and at the other end you'll just see all these beautiful buildings and all this glamour and the doormen and the fancy shopping and the Broadway, you know, stuff like that. So it's a large, you could be on any end of the spectrum or in between here in New York, and I kind of like that. You know, it kind of gives you like a reality check about life. Can either be like this, or like this. Either way, you're gonna live it up. Yeah, so I can't wait to get, you know, dive a little deeper in my social life, and, you know, not be in the house, because, you know, I want to be out about, meet people. I have friends here, but I want to make more friends. I want to have different groups of friends. Yeah, so that's that on my social life and transit and grocery shopping. But I will say I have settled in really nicely in my room here in the brownstone that I'm renting. Well, I've unpacked, I'll say that. I've unpacked all my belongings, which is good. So round of applause for that, because who likes unpacking? Like, when I go on trips, a suitcase will sit there for about a week before I decide to unpack it. So the fact that I unpacked my room, well, I unpacked my clothes within the week, my first weekend being here, and I unpacked in my shoes and all of that within like the first 3 days of being here. However, these beautiful positive affirmations that you see going up and down my wall, I literally just put this up today. A week after me being here, I decided to hang up all my beautiful signs, my positive affirmations that I love. I just put up my vanity mirror. I just put up my wall calendar so that I can, because March is coming, my birthday month. Your girl will be 25 on March 29th. So be prepared for the slaying and the preparation for that. I'm planning a really, really fun girls weekend here in New York. So be prepared. That's going to be lit. But that's another video for another time. But yes, I'm unpacked. I'm settled. I'm comfortable. I've gotten used to living by myself. For those who don't know, I was living in DC. I was living at home with my mom and my dog, Princess, who I had to sadly leave in DC for now. I do plan on probably moving into, you know, within a year or so, moving into a place that I can have a dog. Unfortunately, I can't have pets where I decided to live now. But, you know, once I start getting my grind on here, making a little bit more money, and I would like to bring Princess up here with me. So that's the plan. She just gonna have to hold it down in DC for a little bit, and then mommy will come get her. But yeah, so New York's been cool. I'm excited for this weekend because I'm actually gonna go out and have some fun. And yeah. But this is my channel, guys. Sydd in the City. For those who know me, I love Sex and the City. And if you know Sex and the City, that was a show based in New York. And I decided to name my channel that. You know, right after I found I got out the job, I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect time to launch my blog, because your girl, you know, just been wanting to do it. I have a lot of video ideas. I just haven't taken the time to sit down and do them. So I'm going to get on that now, and I thought this would be the perfect time and the perfect platform for me to launch this vlog. And I just want to share with my friends and my new friends, my new followers, my citizens. That's what I'm be calling my followers, my citizens. About life in New York and my experiences in New York. And also, I'll be also talking about my skin care routine, my hair routines, that I got a lot of requests about different ways, like I do my Bantu knots or my flexi rods, and I have recorded a few of those videos that I will put on here as well. Right now, like, I don't have on any makeup, just a little bit of lip gloss, and so I try to keep my skin as pretty and clear as possible, because I don't like wearing makeup to work, only when I go out or go to an event. Other than that, I don't like wearing makeup to work, because you have to get up extra earlier to beat a face and then go to work. Like, no, who's doing that? I commend girls that do that, but that won't be me. So those are just a few things I'm going to be talking about. I have a lot more in store. I just don't want to share everything with you. But yes, I'm here. I'm in New York. I'm settled. I'm excited. Can't wait to, you know, hear your questions, your comments. Please subscribe to my channel. Share with your friends. If you live in the city, I would love to connect. I love meeting new people. I love collabing with people. If you went to Howard, I'm a Howard grad. If you are a member of the amazing Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, I am your soror. So please reach out to me. You see back there, my letters? You see? I'm there. Hey, sorors. I'm in the city. What's up? I'm ready to hang out. I'm ready to meet people. I'm ready to embrace this new life that I have as a young adult. Living on my own, taking on the city, and just seeing what's out there for me. So subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.